Welcome to another episode of Sweet 915. I am your host Curtis Smith, and my lovely co-host. It's me, Fedora.
Hey, Curtis.
What's up,
How are you?
Fedora? Hey, you got the new
Good.
look going on. What's happening? What's happening?
Oh, it's Sunday, so
It's Sunday.
just
So show
yeah.
everybody your new earrings. I just caught that, Fedora. Show everybody your new earrings. What we got going on today? Is that
Oh, it's
African
just
attire?
a African, with two gold bands around
Okay.
with some lipstick. Yeah,
Outstanding,
earring.
outstanding. It looks nice. You coordinating, I see you coordinating.
Coordinate. Well,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. So we got it's Black History Month once again, and we're going to spotlight some black businesses this on this show right here. So we're going to do two this time. We're going to do Black Economics 101 and the El Paso Chapter Links Incorporated. Yeah. So um I don't know. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
All right.
It's Black History Month, and um, for we have one more week. So once again, we have one more week. So if you would like to be on the show, or you would like to have your businesses highlighted, we encourage you to email us at uh, Sweet 915, the real Sweet 915 at gmail.com if you would like to be a guest. Next weekend will be the last week of Black History Month, and we encourage you all to tune in as we continue to spotlight black businesses and talk about Black History Month. As my co-host Fedora, she's going to give you a little Black known history fact next week. So, hey, we hope you had a good month, and it's been good so far. What about you, Fedora? How was your week?
It was good. It was
Okay,
good. Cold, but it was
yeah,
pretty good. I
yeah,
cannot complain.
yeah. So.
Better than the weather that's been um
Mhm.
taking over Houston and Dallas, other parts of
Yeah,
Texas. And
yeah. Prayers to those that are out
yeah,
there. Talked to some friends of mine. Their heat is back on. Well, not heat, but their electricity is back on.
electricity's
They
back
have
on.
water, um, but some people still don't have water, but they have lights. Okay, so if our guest is ready, we're
Yep,
gonna
we'll move right on in.
we're gonna move right on into it. Okay,
Yep, let's jump in. We got a busy show today.
all right. So let's bring on our first guest. We have the founders of Black Economics 101. Welcome to the show. We have Mr. Chris Hendricks and Miss Katrice Johnson. Welcome to the show, everybody.
What
Hi.
what up? What up? What up? How y'all doing
Howdy.
today?
Hey, how are you? How are you? Hey, so once again, thank you for coming in, and thank you for allowing us to spotlight your business. And we're
Thank you
gonna
so
we're
much.
gonna we're gonna talk about Black Economics 101, and get the let y'all tell us about what's going on. But first and foremost, we want you to tell us a little bit about yourselves and what is it that you do.
Go ahead, Catrice. Ladies
Yeah,
first.
Miss Catrice, we'll let you go first.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, I am a graphic designer by trade, and I have been doing graphic design and marketing for almost 20 years now. I recently opened up my business as a actual business so that I can really become legal. And I've been working on doing that for about a year. This April will make 1 full year that I've been in business, like really full blown, just doing my business. So I'm really excited about that. And then I have another business that I have as well. It's called PowerLink Expo, where you're able to do businesses connect with each other as far as like business expos. And then the BE 101, which is Black Economics 101, is the one that I'm partnering with Chris with right now. So that's enough about me.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Chris Hendricks, aka Mr. C Hen from the 850. I am a developer by trade. I want to be a DJ when I grow up. That's kind of my mantra for the rest of my life. I got into BE 101 with Katrice as a outgrowth of a platform I was building, which is called Bantu Cola, and it was the Black Business Directory for Northwest Florida. And from that, we, as an outgrowth, as a growth mechanism, we started to build a brand to actually represent economics. And the forefront of that was BE 101, or Black Economics 101, to start to lay down those basic foundations and put it in front of people's faces and build from there. So that's a little bit about me and where I've been and what I'm working on.
Okay. So your business is based out of Florida. What part of Florida are you based out of?
We're both
Cola in the house.
Pensacola?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Well, welcome from Pensacola. So tell us about Black Economics 101. One of y'all, both of y'all can tag team it. Just tell everybody what's Black.
I'll start.
Black
So Black
Economics
Economics 101 is basically, okay, so let me tell you why we started it.
Okay, go ahead.
Basically, when I first started thinking about this, it was when Floyd got killed back last year in 2020. Mm-hmm. And everyone was out marching and they were angry, and it was like, we're going to do something, going to make changes. And in my spirit, it was like, change is not going to come until we have some kind of economic empowerment. And the more I saw, I went out and marched a little bit, but I'm not doing COVID too well. So I wanted to stay in the house, but I was like, this has to be a whole nother way that we can tap into this and literally get it so that people are able to understand the importance behind us having a financial economic stimulation going on with us as a people. And so I began to kind of chomp out some ideas, and I went across it with Chris, and I was telling him about how I was feeling about, economically we need to grow and how we need to build and everything. And as I began to talk to him, I started getting visions of ideas of the logo and everything that we were going to do. And so what we did on the website is we began to start helping people with giving them information about how to do group economics, giving them information about how to open up a savings account, giving information about how to invest money, information on buying homes, all that kind of stuff, so that they can have that information on there. So the platform, even though it's designed for us to sell like shirts and stuff like that, the platform is really designed to start educating our people and helping them to be able to grow financially so that they can actually make a mark. So whenever something goes down, like what took place with George Floyd, we can hold our money and say, you know what, if you can't hear us politically as far as, our us being marching is concerned, then maybe you'll hear us when we start holding back our money and stop spending on Nike or whoever, so they can understand that we need them to be a part of the platform that we're looking for. Mm-hmm. So that's how we kind of got started with this whole thing. And then Chris, go ahead, you can take it from there because there's a whole lot to it.
Hey, Chris, you in?
No, I think she laid it out well. We were all on our individual missions, and we came together to create a group economics platform, right, that we can grow from. Beyond the things that she mentioned, right, the additional elements is the sales from the brand itself, right? Those sales go towards Black education, right? Black education around economics and Black money that is being utilized to support funding of powers to take down systematic laws against Black people. So, for instance, in the state of Florida, right, we are currently dealing with and battling with what's called HB1, House Bill 1, that Ron DeSantis has put forth, which is designed to actually destroy the ability to protest, right? In the wake of George Floyd, the Black groups that existed unified in such a beautiful way, and there was such power being presented throughout and across the nation. Well, a lot of Republican governors introduced these crazy, archaic bills focused on systematic oppression of free speech, right? Where something as simple as an agitator at a protest can cause everyone in a protest to be arrested, have felonies, and the organizers can be locked up as terrorists, literally as terrorists, with no rights until their actual trial date. No chance for bond, no chance to talk to anybody, right? Except for maybe a lawyer, but they're treated as terrorists. So sales from these products go to fight bills that are introduced and are currently in law that help destroy and oppress Black people by general, right? And so I'll just keep it there so I don't take up all the time.
Okay.
But that's a good example.
Okay. Okay. So, go ahead, Fedora. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to just ask, what can people expect from those that are interested in getting involved with Black Economics 101? Because I know you're based out of Florida, but you cover, anybody or anyone who wants to be involved in it.
Yeah, so right now we are focused on building a brand, right, as a thing, and building with basic education elements, right? One of the things we find out is we just have a lack of education in our community when it comes to finances, and anywhere there's a lack of education, we can't take advantage of the tools and the resources that are available, that are plainly available to Black people, to African Americans to take advantage of, right? When we don't have the education, right? The old saying goes, if you want to hide something from Black people, put it in a book, right? That old stereotype, that old trope. Right. Well, it partly is true, because if we don't have the ability to understand what's happening, to take advantage and to actually do basic things like practice group economics, spend money in our own neighborhoods, right, build on our own businesses, right? If we don't have those basic knowledge points at hand and at our disposal, then our money flees our community. Our money flees our neighborhoods. Our money flees our home, and we don't get to build generational wealth. We're already at a disadvantage with people. So one of the things we can do is, number one, support the brand, right? Buy a shirt, right? These shirts are well made, heavy cotton. We want to make sure we put out a superior product, right? That's one way of supporting. We're also looking for brand ambassadors, right? As number two, we're looking for people who want to support and promote the brand, right? And so aside from sales, we also want to identify and find out about laws that are oppressing Black people in various places, right? Right now we're focused on Florida, but we know that there are laws all around the states, really in just about every county you go. We want to find out about some of those things and figure out how we can support. We want to find out how we can help bring education to communities around the nation. Right. And so those are some ways to help out. Buy and support, number one, but then also make us aware of ways we can help provide education to community groups, civic organizations, churches, etc., on basic economics, as well as let us know the laws, the oppressive laws that are in communities, so we can help spread the word about what's happening, and then also help to get rid of those laws or suppress the passing of those laws so that they don't pass.
And another thing that you can do as far as helping is concerned is go to the website. Go to www.blackeconomics.com. I'm sorry, blackeconomics101.com. I always forget the 101. I don't know why, but it's a mental thing for me. But go there and take a look at the website, and familiarize yourself with the information. Check out the information concerning learning how to bank correctly. Check out the information learning how to buy a home. Look at how to fix your credit. All that information is on there. It gives you the opportunity to be able to see all that stuff on there, and then go to our social media pages and like the pages. Go to blackeconomics101.com. And then just from there, you can click on all of the Black Economics 101 information so that you can see it. And then you'll see the information that we have going on. And it's not going to be just like Chris said, in Pensacola. It'll also be in other areas. Like, right now we're moving quickly. So we've got people in Delaware that's looking at their stuff. We have people over in California that's looking at our stuff. So it's a lot of information that's out there that can help you, and it'll give you enough stuff where you're able to look at everything and be able to join in with the fight.
Okay. I have a question for Chris and Katrice. So when we talk about educating, we talk about the laws that we're trying to make people aware of or try to prohibit from being enacted to oppress Black people. What age groups are we talking? What age groups are we talking about educating? Because some of us, the adults, we know what it is, right? But how do we reach other age groups? You know what I'm talking about?
We're actually building up our platform right now, where it's literally we're starting from grade school all the way up. So let's say the 6th grade up, 12 years old and up. And the reason why is because if I don't know if you ever remember, but back during the historical aspect when the schools were segregated, the teachers used to teach the kids, number one, how to write checks and how to balance the checkbooks, how to share, all that kind of stuff. Now in school, we're integrated and we don't learn jack. I mean, there's nothing out there for us to learn as far as that's concerned. So we're trying to put together now, like, for example, I have on that page on Black Economics 101, how to write a check. It's the simplest basic thing, but that's something that high school students, whenever they graduate, don't know how to do right now. So if you're trying to teach your kids how to be economically sustained right now, this website gives you from 12 years old and up, and even some of the parents, like, for example, when growing up, like when I went to high school and everything, I used to watch my friends that had bills in their names that their parents did. Well, it's teaching the parents now what they're doing to their kids by crippling them economically if they do that crap to them now. So, and it teaches them how to fix their credit. It hits every age level. And then we've also got something on there for college students. When I went to college, I wish to God someone had taught me this. I promise you, if they had taught me this, I would be in a whole lot of better position. But I got a credit card and started doing all this stuff with money. And I'm telling you, if we teach our kids and our young people and the adults now the importance behind what that credit means, and it really stands for their character, it'll change how they're viewing everything. And this is what we're doing. We're not just talking to the adults, we're talking to the young people all the way up so they can get themselves together financially.
Okay. Let me jump in there with one additional thing. So I'm going to just drop a tip, right? So for everybody who's listening, I want to start with the adults in particular. Have your kid create a lemonade stand. Here's why. Simple thing with a lemonade stand. We think, oh, what are they going to do, right? You want your kid by the age of 12 to start a business. If they have not started a business and they're older than 12, have them do something. Have them start a t-shirt brand. Have them create a lemonade stand if they're 12 or under, right? Because when you start a lemonade stand, here's what you're learning. You're learning how to create a formula. You're learning how to create something that is private and trademark, right? That you can copyright your formula. You learn how to buy with wholesale prices and then create something that you sell at retail, right? You sell at a markup, right? You learn how to create a brand, right? What your lemonade stand looks like, the colors you use, the names you give your lemonade, the things that you sell. You learn sales techniques, right? Not only with that, right? You learn how to build a customer base and you learn how to do customer service and treat people. Right. So having a lemonade stand isn't about selling lemonade. It's about teaching the principles of small business. Right. Mm-hmm. And once you understand those things, right, you can take those skills and transfer them to just about any other type of business. You're preparing your student, your child to be a CEO. You're training them to be an entrepreneur and a thinker. Now, everybody ain't going to cut it as an entrepreneur. We know that. And that's why we want to do other things with some of the other platforms that I'm working on right now and trying to introduce into this. It's learning how to create a local investment club. How do you get 20 people together to spend $25 a month together and build infrastructure and learn generational wealth by learning how to spend money in the market, right? How do you get that? How do you get that going? How do you get that started? What does the blueprint look like for that? I'm working on creating that so we can actually bring that into this platform. How do we get a youth investment club where we buy mutual funds and ETFs and stocks, understand what a stop and a limit, and how do we know what the PE ratio is of a stock compared to other stocks in this industry? Is this a good buy or a bad buy based on those things, right? So these are things we want to teach our kids while they're young so that they can be better adults when we get older. Now, if you're an adult and you don't know these things, all I can say is take an hour a day, spend some time reading and watching a YouTube video. YouTube University will help you get so far ahead. Cut off the soap operas, cut off all the TV shows that are consumable, and then consume things that can invest in you so that you can invest in your kids.
Outstanding. Good point.
Outstanding. Awesome. I love it. And after the show, I want to ask you a question. I won't take up the time now, but
we'll charge you for that one, Fedora.
Yeah, you have to talk to my agent right there. Let's see that side of the screen. Talk to my agent on that side of the screen.
It'll be free then because we failed.
All good.
I like to share this one thing. I'm going to share this one thing, and I know that you guys are on a time limit. When I was 15 years old, I went to my mother and I was like, "Mommy, can I please borrow $20?" My mother was like, "What do you want $20 for? That's a lot of money, especially back in the 70s. That was a lot of money back that time." I'm telling my age, but it's okay. And I went and I was like, "Mommy, I promise you, by the end of the week, I will give you your money back. But I want to start an icy business." It was getting hot, and my whole plan was to buy clothes for me to buy my own clothes for school. I didn't want my mother to spend any money on me. I wanted to buy my own clothes. And my mother was like, "Okay, I'm going to give you the $20. I walked all the way 5 miles to the store and bought my stuff and came back home. When I got home, I made my ICs and everything. Within a run of a week, I'd already tripled my money. I gave my mother her money back. She made me pay tithes on top of that. And then I said, I got to upgrade my stuff. So I upgraded my stuff, and I went and bought candies and more ices and stuff like that. And I promise you, by the end of the summer, I had made $1,800. My mother made me put most of the money in a savings account, but I still had my $300 that I wanted to buy my clothes. That's how you teach your children. Let them be ingenious about what they're doing so they can actually figure out what they want to do. It may not be a lemonade stand, but if they know how to draw and sell their artwork, help them do that crap, because that's the kind of thing that's going to teach them about business. It may not be drawing. If they dance and they want to go on the side of the street and dance and make money off of it, help them do that, because all of that kind of stuff builds up them learning how to use money and earn it correctly.
Okay.
I'm done.
Beautifully put. Yes. That is awesome. Yes. And when you were saying those things, it reminded me of my daughter. She's a entrepreneur and a hustler. And every time I see her, I just admire her, because I think for myself, I'm just so used to the 9 to 5. Like, and I try to think outside the box, like, okay, so how would I market myself if everything else was gone? What would I have? What are my skills now? How could I market myself to be able to be, to, like, if you lost a job, how would you get back on, the horse to say, hey, let me think outside the box. I've lost my job doing this, but let me move here and do this and that. Let me market myself. So
and that's how I started Graphic Grooves, the other company that I have. That's how I started it. I got fired from a job that I wanted to work for the rest of my life, but God had other plans. And I promise you, and I was just telling Chris this a couple of days ago, I was like, I had planned on working and still doing my side business, and I was okay with that. I had the, everything in place. And I'm telling you, when things happen, it's all about making sure that you move in the right vein, because you never know what God has for you. And so I began to literally cry and be like, God, I need to make some money. I need to make money. And it was like, start your business. And I was scared. I was terrified. But because God pushed me out there, I was able to do it. And sometimes when we're trying so hard to do one thing, get that job and make that money, everything is blocking it. You have to sit down and think about, why is it being blocked? God has a plan for you, and don't be afraid of what the plan might be, even if he's blocking everything else. There's a door someplace that's open.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask one question before we let you go, because we're gonna definitely have to bring you back. But in brief, what can we look for in the future from Black Economics 101? I'm gonna let Chris talk, because he ain't saying much. Chris, talk too.
I'm gonna be quiet on this one because he has a lot to say.
So in the near future, you're going to see a continued expansion of the collection of items available, right? So we want to give people options and seeing how they can support, because they know that the money that they buy, they get a quality product, but then portions of those sales go towards supporting Black needs, right? Getting people in place to drop these laws out of practice or stop laws from coming into practice, number one. Secondly, you can look forward to actually seeing some seminars pop up online, where we start doing online public seminars when it comes to education, as well as making available more private opportunities for various organizations to actually take advantage of some of the education opportunities that are available, especially as COVID starts to die out. travel is a little bit easier. Right now, most everything is virtual, and that's good by me because we don't want to get our community any sicker than it needs to be. But we also want to make sure that we don't slow down because nobody else is slowing down. We got to continue moving the ball forward and prepare our communities for the future.
Outstanding. That's great stuff, man. We look forward to seeing more from you guys and watching you grow as a business, and hopefully you'll reach all of the United States, and you can say, hey, I noticed I met these two people right here, Christopher and Katrice.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I know, Chris, we're gonna be filthy rich.
So
do an in-person interview, right? We come into your town. We're gonna do an in-person interview. I'm gonna be sitting on y'all couch over there, sitting next to.
We'll be waiting. So before we let you guys go, just give the people something to, words of encouragement or whatever. Now we'll start with Katrice this time.
Never let yourself be afraid of anything. Be willing to take a chance, and don't ever try to stop your children from doing something that you don't understand, because you never know what God has planned for them.
Outstanding. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Chris? What you going to tell the people before we get out of here?
So I'm gonna pull up a quote from Maya Angelou,
Go ahead.
and I want to quote this queen. She says, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." And I want to make sure Black people feel empowered. They understand that they have infrastructure, and that they understand that they can practice group economics and build up our communities, and we can take care of ourselves and do justice for us.
Oh man, that was
Powerful.
deep. Both of y'all, that was deep. Hey man, I appreciate that. Hey, once again, we're gonna have to have you back to talk a little more in depth about Black Economics 101 and the business aspects and growing the young people so that they won't wait till they're an adult to figure out what happened prior to. So hey, we thank you again. We got another guest waiting to come in, but we thank you guys and
Thank you.
Tell us how to contact you again one more time.
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
How to contact you? How can they get in touch with you again? Tell them again.
You can email us at Black Economics 101 is BLC Econ 101 at gmail.com, or you can go to our website, blackeconomics101.com, and you can contact us there, or check us out on our social media, which is Black Econ 101.
Outstanding. Hey, Chris, Katrice, thanks for coming. And we enjoyed having you. All right.
Thank you for having us.
I'm gonna get your number from Katrice. I'm gonna text you. All right.
All right. Sounds good. Look forward to it.
That's $5 extra, Fedora.
Leave me alone.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Take care now. Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, before we move to our next group, the El Paso Links Incorporated, we want to talk a little bit about some of the community events that we have coming up for this month and next month. So we have some local.
Greetings, I am Diane Williams, chairperson of the Peppermint Jazz Affair of the El Paso Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority. My co-chairs and I want to invite you to this year's Peppermint Jazz Affair, Jazz on the Screen, a virtual event.
We are extremely excited about this year's jazz event because we have not one, but two live performers. Cliff Gordon from Houston, Texas, and our very own local saxman, Gabriel Torres. The Peppermint Affair Jazz on the Screen 21 will be held on March 13th, 2021 from 6 to 8 p.m. Tickets are $30 per person.
We encourage you to join us for a night of relaxation filled with soulful sounds, rapper giveaways, keepsakes, trivia, and much more. Contact any member of the El Paso Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, our social media pages, or the committee co-chairs noted on our flyer to purchase tickets.
Okay, sorry about that. So what that is the El Paso Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated will be having a peppermint affair. Tickets are, it's going to be on March the 13th at 6 o'clock. And the tickets are $30 a piece. Live music will be played by a couple of jazz artists, saxophonists Cliff Gordon and Gabriel Torres. The American Legion Auxiliary will be having a fish fry this Friday at the American Legion Post. This is a drive-through only. You come in and pick up your plate, and it's $10 a piece, whole catfish with 2 sides. Omega Psi-Phi Alumni, Sigma Chi Chapter, Alumni Chapter, Omega Psi-Phi Scholarship. So the scholarships, they're taking applications now, and deadline is April 30th of this year. Buffalo Soldiers Motorcycle Club 2021 Scholarship Program, apply now. They're taking applications, deadline is April 30th as well. This is Mount Zion Baptist Church here in El Paso. We'll be having a question and answer session with the about COVID-19. This is also virtually, so just hit the link. Registration is free, and you can get on there and ask the questions that you may have about the COVID-19, along with the doctors that you see. They'll answer your questions for you. And tune in every Monday at noon for Living Black on the Border with me, host Curtis Smith. And be sure to promote your Black businesses, your Black-owned businesses here in El Paso at the Black Business Directory. Free listings, free advertisement. All you have to do is submit your business to elpasoblackpages.com. Hey everybody, welcome back. There you have it.
Hello, hello.
Hey, welcome to the show. Who we have Miss Middleton, who is the current
Yes,
president. Am I correct?
that's correct.
Well, the current president. We have Miss Cecelia Hines and Miss Marie Smart. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. I've been working on it all day. Trust me.
Just relax. Ava Maria.
Yeah, Ava Marie. I'm sorry. So, um, so we want to tell you. We want to ask. Tell us a little bit of history about the Links Incorporated, Miss Hines.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for having us on the show today. And before I give a overview of the links, I'd like to welcome. I'm the newbie. I'm the new one on the block. So,
Okay.
but the Links Incorporated is a wonderful organization. It is a nonprofit service organization established in 1946 by Margaret Rosewell Hawkins and Sarah Strickland Scott. We are actually one of the nation's oldest and largest volunteer service organizations, and we are committed to enriching the lives of African Americans by implementing educational, civic, and intercultural programs and activities and initiatives. And yes, I am Cecelia Hines. I'm a member of the Links Incorporated, the El Paso, Texas chapter. And with me today is the president of our chapter, Beatrice Middleton, and the chair of our NTS facet, which NTS stands for National Trends and Services, is Miss Avemaria Smart. She's with us here today as well.
Welcome again, ladies. Welcome again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're muted, Fedora.
Hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. There's a delay. All right, ladies, can you tell us a little bit about the El Paso, Texas chapter of the Links Incorporated, a little history?
Yes, I can. And I also would like to thank Monica and Sweet 915 and also my sister Links for this opportunity. I'm having some technical problems, so I hope this goes well with the grace of God. First, I would like Cecelia has given you an overview of what the national organization is, the Links Incorporated. It was founded in 1946 on November the 9th. And at that time we chartered. Since that time we have 292 chapters with over 16,000 women. Our celebration each year on November the 9th is celebrated by all those chapters, 292. It usually includes a worship service, and our members go to a worship service at the house of their choice. And we continue with a communion together with friendship. This is what the Links Incorporated is all about, friendship and service. And a special celebration is done on Charter Day on November the 9th. The El Paso chapter of the Links Incorporated here was formed from the inspiration of 5 friends: Geraldine Dean, Catherine Carroll, Tommy Boyd, Willie V. Banks, and Gladys Fielder. These ladies met in the spring of 1977 with a desire to foster friendship and continue the service to their community. After numerous phone calls and discussions and inviting one of their friends, they met the criterion for charter. And on September the 17th, 1977, the El Paso chapter of the Links Incorporated was chartered. It was held at the Sheraton Motor Inn Gateway West at Loveland and El Paso. The chartering leaders included R.C. Cole, Ruth Carton, Annabelle Capru, Lillian Crouch, Louise Dooley, Geraldine Dean, Irene Gray, Catherine Caro, Jewel Greer, Jean Jordan, Vernell Grigg, Margaret Monroe, Pauline Jones, Janet Sams, Willie V. Banks, Doris Simon, Gladys Fielder, Doris Sitgray, Tommy Boyd, and Joyce Walker. Over the 43 years since its chartering, the principle of friendship and transformational community service, the El Paso chapter of the Links have been guided by 12 extraordinary chapter presidents. These ladies continue the vision and mission of the original chartering chapter. Those presidents included Willie V. Banks, Lillian Crouch, who is an active and platinum member presently, who continue to mentor, guide, and share her expertise to all the members of our chapter. We have 25 members. Ruth Carton was president, Janie Powlin, Ann Ferguson, Jean Jordan, who is also a platinum alumni, Doris Simon, Joyce Sneed, Yvette Carter, Betty Carter is also a platinum. That means they have at least 30 years of service. Sandra Reed, and I am now the president, Beatrice Middleton. In 2002, at our 25th Charter Day, we started a tradition of honoring all our charter members by lighting a candle and thanking them and with gratitude for their service to the El Paso chapter. In 2017, we celebrated our 40th annual Charter Day celebration. Celebrating with us was 5 chartered members: Jean Jordan, Lillian Crouch, Jewel Greer, Irene Gray, and Joyce Walker. We continue to pay gratitude and honor to all our chartered members. Our chapter members continue to make a positive impact on the community of the El Paso, Texas chapter. Chapter members also, like Lillian Crouch, was recognized and awarded Gold Nugget Award from the University of Texas. Since the chapter of the El Paso chapter has been chartered, other documented milestones and significant achievement for the chapter was accomplished through the participation of the chapter members in our community. These include such things as our senior citizen luncheon, which provide fellowship, enjoyment, and education to our seniors, our services to youth, which provides life skills, leadership skills, careers, and preparation, our international effort. We also have given dolls and as well as mama kits to those with premature birth in Africa. And we also support the Boots on the Ground, which is we did 5 wells in Haiti. Our other programs will be explained later on by Avemaria Smart. Our mission is to continue what has been formed over 70-something years ago by Sarah Scott and Margaret Hawkins. At this time, Ave will highlight some of our facets and how we do our community service.
Hello, greetings. Thank you again for having us. The facets, 5 facets, are the components that each of our members are a part of. And through that process or that grouping, we're able to bring those mission and vision of our founders and the national chapter to fruition. One of the facets of the 5 is the national trends and services, of which I am the chair. And one of the things we did as a facet is to adopt a family, because of the issue of experiencing homeless is prevalent in the United States. In Texas, at least 1,500 families go homeless per year. And so we thought that would be a way to help, especially in this time of COVID-19, and also the fact that we were able to actually be blessed to help an African American family of 7, 5 children and parents. And we've been able to help them through the holidays. We're helping them with their transition from the transitional center that they're situated at right now to hopefully a home, and also to help them with other resources that comes along. So that's something that we've done with that. The other facet is international transit services, of which Cecelia Hines, our new member, is also a part of. And they're focused on helping in any way with any international basis. We're on a border. We also have helped people in Africa. They've helped people in Jamaica, of where I'm from. We've helped in a way where we've helped to educate children. We've helped to provide dental health education. We've provided them with books. So we're able to help a large volume of our African American community. The other facet, health and human services. Well, with COVID right now, everything is limited. People are not able to actually touch and be near each other as we used to. So the main component of why we all come together as a 5 facet and what we call our program is mental health. With mental health, we've helped family experiencing homelessness because that's very stressful. Through mental health, we've helped educate kids. We've helped to bring some comfort to people of different countries as far as dealing with immigration and so on like that. With health and human services, we as members, and also we know our family, are stressed. So we have talking options. We have ways that we can share things so that we can get rid of our stress. We've been able to engage in webinars and other various forms of things like that. Then we have the services to youth, which is our youth component. And children or youth are used to being with each other in school. With COVID-19, they're not able to do that right now. So they're also experiencing some form of anxiety, some form of frustration, not being able to play with their schoolmates, being stuck at home. And they love their parents, but we've heard some kids say that they'd rather be at school than be at home with their family because of the fact of just not having that freedom to move around and do what they're used to. And so we have a wild STEM program that we're able to help kids to be able to learn how to help nature and also learn how to use creative activity to inspire themselves. STEM means science, technology, engineering, and math. So that's also helps our students to, let's say, focus on their creativity, or we help them to discover some of their skills. Some want to be doctors like their parents and so on and so forth. And we deal with ages 2 through grades 2 through 9. And the final group is the arts. And art, most of the time, art, you actually go to a place to see at a museum. You might go to a play or so on like that. Well, same again, COVID-19 has created that challenge for people to do that kind of activity. So we have programs like art therapy, where you can actually watch a program, a virtual program, and then later on you can talk about it. We have it for kids as well as for adults, and also for the members, because the members are also experiencing that kind of challenge. So that's basically what our 5 facets are about. And we call it the umbrella program because the mental health component covers all 5 facets. And with that, we're able to help kids, family, our members, and people in the community. Thank you for letting me share.
You're welcome.
Excellent.
You're welcome. So who wants to, well, between you and Ms. Middleton, which one of y'all want to talk about the events of the past? Because I got both of your names down here. So who wants to talk on the events of the past? Talk about it.
Okay. Curtis, I guess I'll go. I keep going in and out, so I'll go with some of our fundraisers.
Okay.
And I apologize for this. One of our successful fundraisers was when we first, back in 1993, we did what we call a Mardi Gras, and it was a formal affair with dinner, and of course with charging. And but we did with successful business people in the El Paso community, and they competed as being our king. And we were divided into three groups, and the one that raised the most money, that king won. And our first king, when we first started this successful uh, fundraiser, was George Robert Sneed. Right after that, his wife even joined us as one of our members and became one of our presidents. Another one of our uh, king was at that time, but we also we came with the around in, I think it was 2007. Uh, we had a queen, and Cleola Berry was.
So, Ms. Smart, you're gonna probably have to finish it up.
Yeah, I could pick up. Cleola Berry was one of the queens, and the Berry family is pretty well known in our community. Very strong family, very contributed a lot to our culture and our professionalism, and also our excellence. The evening with the stars. That's where I came in and joined in with the links of El Paso, the chapter, through let's say the friendship of Sandra Reed. So the Evening with the Stars focus on identifying significant members in the community that were inspirational, uplifting, and were actually making a difference for their community. And over the years, we've had many, because we've had at least 6 different times when we've had the Evening with the Stars. We've had individuals like Robert Wingo of Robert Wingo and Saunders, a marketing community. Organization. We've had let's see, Congressman Silvestri at some point back in the days. We've had other names. I'm trying to think of some of our. Oh yes, I'm sorry. We've had General Petard, and we've had General Twitty. I think those are the names I'm going to stick with that I can recall right now. I've seen that I'm caught at this moment, but we've been blessed to have a very outstanding bunch of folks to be part of that Evening with the Stars. And Black History Parade. Coming from California, I've never been able to have that kind of experience. Being in El Paso and part of our organization, I was able to help develop the float, working with other members of our organization, and we were able to actually watch the float. And it's been a very inspirational to see so many of our African American folks come out or being part of the parade, as well as to see the community come out and wave us on. So that's been, and we've also won, I think we've won first place a few times throughout the years. The other thing that was significant with how we interact with our community is the Kwanzaa celebration. And by now, I think maybe your previous guest might have mentioned something that's similar, or part of that is the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. Well, for each day in Kwanzaa, one organization would choose that as adopted as theirs. And we always had the Ujamaa principle of cooperative economics. And for that, we would take over that night and present that principle to the audience at the McCall's Neighborhood Center, which is also another significant organization that we've worked with over the years for having our meetings, for various other activities. And so Kwanzaa, for me and for us, is a very powerful part of bringing us back to our African ancestry, because the 7 principles, unity, self-determination, collective responsibility, cooperative economics, like I mentioned, purpose, creativity, and faith, I think are all of the qualities that help us as a race to have come this far and will help us to go forward. And basically, for significance, the Chihuahua baseball STEM program event. At that time, we were able to collaborate and cooperate with the Chihuahua organization to bring in over 6,000 students in our community to go through various experiences, on-hand activity that had to do with science, technology, engineering, and math. We had UTEP because they interact with students. We had schools, we had books, we had robotics, we had innovative technologies for the students to participate in. It was a 3-day event, and it was amazing. Our focus was on Fibonacci. It's a mathematic system that's used, and it also helps to identify how it integrates in our universe. It's in the way the plant leaves, their stems, all the spines are in there. They have a certain number sequence that is occur. It's also in all different kinds of on your hand and so on like that. So we were able to teach the kids this, and we had a good visual for them to participate in. So that's some of the things that we've been able to kind of interact with as a in our service and friendship for our community, and also as far as partnering with other organizations throughout the years.
Okay, so let's
right,
transition, and you're gonna continue to speak. You might need some water, but if Ms. Hines can help you out, Ms. Hines, you can chime in because I'm gonna ask her a little bit about the transformational programs that you guys have. If you want to talk a little about that, you can help her out. Okay, go ahead, drink you some water. It's fine. Yeah, you're muted.
You're on mute.
Got it.
Okay.
So, yes, as we mentioned, the Links Incorporated is a very, it's an organization that has been here for many, many years. It was founded in 1946, and part of the programming is broken down into what we call facets. So there's 5 facets. And so I'm part of the National Trends and Services facet. So regarding those transformational programs and initiatives, one of the areas that we wanted to bring awareness to in our community, we kind of went from Kwanzaa, a wonderful, wonderful and happy topic. This one isn't as nice, but it's important. So the National Trends and Services facet and the International Trends and Services facet, we collaborated, worked together. And one of the areas we wanted to bring awareness to is human trafficking. And sadly, we tend to think of, well, we live in the United States, and often we think that these things don't occur here in our country, but actually the United States, the Philippines, and there's one other country, we have the highest rates, sadly, of human trafficking. So that was one of our and still is one of our very important initiatives, is to bring awareness to human trafficking, because it affects hundreds of thousands of people, either directly or indirectly. And so part of that process started in 2018. So of course, a lot of these activities were pre-COVID, so we could have wonderful get-togethers and events. But the goal being to bring awareness to human trafficking, to let people know, not only victims, but that there's a hotline, and that government agencies are starting to take this far more seriously. And that's really the only way it's going to stop, is one, for all of the agencies to come together, is to prosecute the traffickers when they're caught, and to also let people know, victims know, that there is a hotline to call. That hotline, it doesn't matter what language you speak, there's someone to help you. And so we've been involved with that. Our latest initiative with human trafficking is the Human Trafficking Coalition. And we've worked with the Paso del Norte Center of Hope. They're very active also in bringing awareness. We even participated in their Shine a Light on Human Trafficking virtual walk. So and virtual meaning, of course, we're following COVID guidelines, but we actually physically, got out there and did our walk. So the idea is, once again, to bring awareness and hopefully get to the point to where this is no longer an issue, not only in our community, but other communities as well.
And can you tell us some of your community service fundraisers?
Yes. Well, we have, and I don't know if Avemaria would like to speak on some of those we had in the past, but I'll bring up the one that we are currently working on, which is our 3 basket fundraiser. So that one is basically it's hasn't started yet in regards to those tickets. The tickets will be available starting February 28th, but we have 3 baskets. So we have the Black-owned business basket. We're going to have an Easter basket, and that Easter basket will be obviously children themed, and then we'll have a spa basket. And so for $5, you buy, put your raffle in, it's $5 per ticket. And who knows, you may be the lucky winner of one of those baskets. And each basket, it's going to be very nice, and they will have a value of at least $150 or more. So, $5, if you're the lucky winner, you've got items that, total $150. And so we're very happy about that. And for any additional information, Diane Williams, who is our philanthropy chair, her phone number is available, her email is available, but those tickets will become available February 28th. And the proceeds, which is very important, those proceeds go towards our scholarship fund and other programs. And in regards to what is it that we give or we do for our community, that is one of the things that we do. The scholarship fund, as we all know, it is expensive to go to college. And so not only does it take initiative and hard work and all of those things, it takes money. So the proceeds for our 3 basket fundraiser will also go to our scholarship fund.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Ms. Smart, can you talk about the transformational programs that you guys have?
Yes. One of the one that stands out is the fact of trying to improve lives. Okay, so we talked about the experiencing homelessness, and but we also wanted to tie in the fact of the mental health component, because that's what drives all of our processes, all of our fundraising and everything. And one of the opportunity we had last year, being that it was voting year, especially because we were going to get ready to vote into many offices on a national and local level, we got a chance to collaborate with many outstanding members of our community in a Get Out and Vote campaign. We wanted to bring voter awareness, and because of COVID, we didn't feel like it should stop us from getting the input and helping our community to register to vote and also to be able to get out to vote. So we collaborated with various community leaders, and that was on September 20th. And I want to make sure that I acknowledge all of them, so I have their names and I'm going to run it through. You're one of them. We had Pastor Adele Johnson, Pastor Michael Grady, Pastor Eric Hallbeck, Michael Williams, PhD, African American Studies at UTEP, Nathan Motown Mack, he's the president of the National Association of Buffalo Soldiers Motorcycle Club. We had the awesome group of the Divine Nine fraternities and sororities, with individuals like Karen Lennon, Ryan Adams, Laverne Stevenson, Greg Davis, Patrick Lisbon, Kenneth Lusk, Varsha Robinson, Janet Coleman, Diane Williams, who's also a member of our El Paso chapter, the Links Incorporated. We had you, Mr. Mr. Smith, and we had Also, one of the members from the Black Voices, also Dynasty, she was also one of the community. We had a panel of these individuals. And one of the things we wanted was that although we might know each other within our group and within our community group or fraternities and sororities, sometimes we're not that visible to the rest of the community. So we wanted to use that opportunity to bring our collectiveness together and also to show off our community that we're all focused on this goal to help bring in more votes and help people to register. We were able to get over 800 people registered to vote. Also, with a combined, which is the other organization, is Border Network for Human Rights, of which I'm a co-chair. And also we have Diane Williams, who's also co-chair. We're involved with this organization. It's nonprofit. It's focused on, especially right now, on the Black Lives Matter issues of injustices, of atrocities, of racial damages and injuries and death, and also people of color. So we combine to help to educate our community. We're also working on it's called the El Paso Police Department Independent Accountability Commission. It's a way for the community to be more involved with what's happening with their life. We have the police that are there to protect and serve, but sometimes the community doesn't get to be part of the discussion, part of the policy making, part of the question and answer, or part of just the checks and balances. And that's what we're trying to do during that. We also have some immigration issues because, we have families that are separated from their children during their attempt to get amnesty and so on. So those are some of the things that we're also working on. But you remember now, it all falls under that mental health component, that umbrella. So anything that has to do with decreasing stress, bringing diminishing anxiety and depression, giving hope, that's part of what our transformational process is about. And our Cecelia was very good at explaining or talking about our human trafficking component, of which you, I, and everyone as an individual are the most important part of that, because we're also the eyes. We look and see something different, something that's not right, because that's what we did. We developed some signage, some verbiage, so people can know when something doesn't look right. Hotels like Marriott and also have trained 100% of their staff to be monitoring for that. In Atlanta, at the airport, you hear this announcement every 5 minutes. If you see something suspicious, if you see a child or someone looks like they're in distress, notify us. So human trafficking is becoming a more publicly discussed, and part of it is for us to be more aware of when something doesn't look right. And so that's one of the most important things that we think as far as our transformational programming is to just the fact that as a chapter, we can do so much, but if we can help with education in any way, we can do a lot more. We can help millions. We can have a lot more people.
Yes. And I wanted to add to that in regards to the human trafficking awareness. Sometimes we as the public, you see something that doesn't look quite right, but you don't know who to call. You're like, well, who do I report this to? And I obviously we don't see it as much now because of COVID, but I'm thinking back a few years, and I'm sure all of us have seen this. You're at a Walmart, Target, whatever, you're out shopping, or even at home, and you see children, they're not quite adults. They're a little young. They look like they're maybe 10, 12 years old, and they're in the parking lots or they're going home to home selling things. I think we've all seen them carrying these big boxes and they're selling items. And that always struck me as something's not right. These children are too young to be out by themselves. They're unsupervised. Often it would be late in the evening. And so, you're like, but who do I call? It's not necessarily an immediate emergency. So I don't want to call 911, but at the same time, I don't like what I'm seeing. So that hotline number, and I'll write it in the chat. That's not only a place for victims to call in and say, I need help, but it's a way for the community to report that something just doesn't look quite right. And in regards to human trafficking, it can be in the nature of a sexual human trafficking, and it can be labor, or both. And so obviously we want to do what we can to bring awareness and prevent it from occurring.
Okay. So if someone wanted to become a member of the Links, what is the process? How do they become a member? There's a selection process? You contact one of you all, or how does that work? How someone? I know it's a female organization, but I've been to a few y'all events, so but I see
Okay,
men talking too. So
you got that right. You got that right. It is it's a contact. You can talk with one of us, and we can. It's an invitation process, and most of the time we just invite people. We have a friendship tea that we have annually, and so we can invite a friend or a guest or someone who might just to experience what we're like and feel see what the atmosphere is about. But it's mostly an invitation process. Like when the founders started, they invited their friends, and so we like to establish friendship or have some kind of friendship connection with the individuals that we invite in, and we look for folks that are service oriented, professional, that want to help in any form. And so basically that's what it is. It's an invitation. It's not like you could put in an application for it. It's an invitation process. I hope, does that help?
yes. I was laughing because you said it's not an application process, it's an invitation process.
Okay.
You just can't go to the links.com and try to put an application. Say, I want to be a Links.
No.
It doesn't work like that. So I hope
No.
everybody
You have to know
doesn't work like
someone
that.
to invite you.
Yeah.
You have to know someone to invite you, or go to your teas to get to know someone.
Okay.
That's good.
Yes, it is. It is.
Mm.
And it's friendship. It's fun. I mean, it's so much fun. It's nice to just meet folks from throughout our community, and some people you didn't even know were living here in El Paso, and so that's the other thing. It's as much, I think, fun for us and a great experience as it is for the person that joins us at these friendship events.
Okay. Did you have a question for Dora or Ms. Hines?
No.
You want to say something?
I just wanted to add, one of the other organizations that we help with is the El Pasoans Fighting Hunger. And I know we have members that are out there on Saturdays during the week helping distribute food. We make donations. So the goal is, as we've said, is to be a welcome part of the community and to help where we can, not only in regards to providing information or collaboration with other organizations, but also to get out there and do the hard work as well.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that, Ms. Hines. So what other organizations have you partnered with in the past to do things like you're saying, fighting hunger, voter? Well, you talked about voter registration, but you talked about fighting hunger. Are other organizations, they reach out to you, or you reach out to them and say, hey, I want to partner with you to do this right here. I think it'll be, instead of everybody doing the same thing, let's partner together and make this happen. Do the organization do those things?
Most definitely. I don't know if the chair would like to answer that question, but yes, most definitely. Okay. Because as you know, the more people that you can bring together, obviously the bigger impact you can have. And the more you can get the word out to people. El Paso is a wonderful community. We're unique and a very special community, and very friendly. People want to help. People want to do things. And so, yes, we definitely partner and collaborate with other organizations, institutions, and most definitely.
Yes. Go ahead.
Go ahead. It was another question, but go ahead.
Okay. To segue after Cecelia is to let you know that we partner with UTEP over the years, especially for the STEM program. where we took the students there to observe some of the robotics and the programs that they worked on. There was a period where there was a young lady that had trouble with her. She had a brain injury where she actually had a tumor that would grow and push her skull and stretch it out of shape. So they were able to develop a prosthetic that they could use for her to help with that and to help to retain that and minimize that problem. So that was some of the robotics type of feature that the students would be experiencing. They also were able to collaborate with the nurses, you know, because if they wanted to get into the nursing program, as I'm very a fan of that, because that's one of many years I spent here as a nurse, working in the hospital system. We've also partnered with members of our chapter that are physicians, where they brought in help the students to learn about how to be a surgeon. We actually had a on hands program where they could dress up in scrubs and play at what's that practicing as if they're doing suturing of a wound using chicken parts. Very, very interactive. They found that very good. We've partnered with businesses that have programs that allow for some of our students to work with squid, to dissecting a squid, and some of them happen to be children of some of our physicians, and they already had their mindset on becoming doctors. So this was just a fun way for them to be able to practice that. We were able to engage in that. The other organizations that we've also partnered with are like, let's see, I Eat, You Eat is one of those organizations that feeds family in El Paso. They do that on Tuesday, and we did volunteer hours with that, helping to do that. We partnered with the city as far as helping to get registered as voters registrar, so that we could also be able to help to register other individuals in the city. And that's how we were able to help to increase the amount of people that were able to be able to sign up to vote and actually vote. With the Border Network, we partner with over 20-something organizations to sign a petition to help with that independent accountability commission that we're working on. We're at another level now, so we're working on specifics. So with that, we've been able to partner and work with the deputy city manager of the city, Dion Mack, as far as discussing what the city and the police have in their, let's say, policies and procedures and so on, and what we have, and see if we can come to some kind of like an understanding or some kind of similarities. Then we developed a document to support that, and anything to do with helping to help our community, our African American community. We're working on bringing more visibility to areas like the Northeast side through the Border Network. We want to have some like forums. We're able to meet up with the candidates before their run for office, to interview them and allow the community to talk with them and ask them questions. And recently we've been able to meet with 3 representatives that were recently elected to talk with them about how they're gonna, what it is that they plan to do for our community and the respective districts that they serve. So our chapter is busy, and then our other members are working on their level with, as far as working with children through the top teens, helping to lift them up and help them to become excellent professionals, teaching them leadership skills and so on. We have members that have been part of recognized as an outstanding women. Christina Ford is one of them. She was recognized at Anna Howe. Her name, her husband used to be the president of the NAACP. And we have famous artists like we call him Bob Sneed, but it's George Sneed, famous artist. So we've been partnering with, even if it's just family members of our chapter, they also connect us with other folks. The METI organization of Raynard Johnson and his family, we partner with them on many instances to help. They would allow us to bring our students into their business, and we were able to learn about how erosion is affecting the earth and how, because of global warming, how turtle life is, and so on. These are things that inspire our students and really give them some kind of energy to know that they can develop their own kind of what's that, footprints. They can develop their own kind of job skills, the new wave of what to do, and not the routine, like maybe what their parents is. Not that this is boring, but it's something that'll inspire them to be better students. So STEM has become a kind of a part of the regular process in schools, but we still want to use that to attract our students. So that's why we dropped the age grade down to 2, because they're smarter. At 4, they're smarter. They want to learn a lot more, and we want to give them that chance. It's fun to watch them. We have times when we've been able to watch them play with robotics. I'm amazed at some of the brilliance of some of these kids at 9 years old already. So that's one of the things that I really enjoy. If you think about anything about the Links Incorporated, is that we're about helping our young, lift them up at an early age, give them the stuff they need. Even in my country, dental, prevent oral health can cause cancer and so on. So if you could help them learn how to brush their teeth, right, give them the right tools, their chances of being healthy is so much better. When you get them educated and start them stimulated and learning, because I remember at my age, I love learning, that you can help change the conditions in a country, a third world country that's limited with their economic status and what's been going on in the civil status. And you can put it here in El Paso, put it anywhere in the United States. Education, I believe, is the key to our future. And our chapter developed a resolution that was recognized by the national chapter, because we're focused on helping folks to be better informed about financial concept that they didn't know about. I didn't know about it. I'm supposed to have a master's in business, but I don't know. I didn't know that much. Yeah. So that's some of the ways that we've been able to impact many organizations, partner with them and people in our community.
And I think you'll notice that there's a big push for STEM, for our science, technology, and math, those and engineering, because in some of our underserved populations, we get left out, and we have students that have brilliant minds, and so as Avemaria said, we want to capture them when they're young, because if learning is fun, obviously you'll continue, you'll want to learn, you'll want to continue, and we definitely want to see our African American children and all children, but we want them in STEM. We know that those are the jobs of the future: the technology, the science, the math, and so we want them, male, female, we want them to start having an interest in it and enjoying it. And if you enjoy learning, you'll continue, you'll do it for a lifetime, and it will impact not only you personally, but it will impact your family. So big push for STEM initiatives.
Yes. We had a question from our audience, was asking, what's the age, or is there an age limit for the youth to join?
We go from, right now we're working on 2 to 9th grade, 2nd to 9th grade, because after that it's more like they're getting ready to get into college range, and so that's the only limitation. But if we can talk with them individually, we can always be able to collaborate with something. I mean, we're never closed to that, because sometimes they can be mentors to our students also. We've had people that have grown up in our STEM program, and and came back and kind of shared how their future has been, and they're still young. So yeah, but right now our applications focus on age grades, 2nd grade to grade 9th grade.
Okay. So we just want to thank you all for coming on the show. We hope that you come back again in the near future. We can talk a little more about the organization, especially when it comes to gets around to Juneteenth, because
Yes.
we gotta see what you got going on for Juneteenth. We thank you for sharing all of the information about the organization. I think that you gave some insight, a lot of good insight about the organization and what the links are doing. Like you said, they don't see us a lot in the community, but when you tell them about what the links are about, and when they see you wearing your green or your pearl whites and stuff like that, they know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ladies right there. You know.
Yes.
So, thank you again. So, any final thoughts? I'll start with Miss Smart before we leave. Any final thoughts you want to give to the audience before we leave today?
I just want to say that we're just feel empowered. We're in one of the unique city. We happen to have the best energy program right now, thank God. And we're small, but as we say in Jamaica, we're little, but we're tall. We carry a lot of wallop. We're a very strong community when we put our minds together and get together. And as long as we do that, we will be able to achieve whatever we dream and perceive. Thank you. Thank you for inviting us today.
Hey, thank you for coming.
Yes.
Ms. Hines.
Thank you for having us.
Well, I'm gonna let you give some final thoughts. I'm out of here not telling people something.
I have to learn how to wait my turn.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even let you finish your question. No, I just wanted to say thank you so much for having us on. And our chapter president sends her apologies. As you all know, sometimes your technology likes you and sometimes it doesn't. So she,
I understand.
she wasn't able to stay on with us. And she also sends, of course, says, thank you for having us. And we were just very happy to be here today.
Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for taking the time out.
Thank you, ladies, for coming again.
Thank you.
Miss Fedora.
Oh, my final thoughts. Always keep love in your heart. Make sure that you stay safe. We're still in this COVID, even though it's 2021. Continue to wear your mask. If you need to double mask, feel safer. Double mask, hand sanitizer, wash your hands, and please stay 6 feet apart. That's it.
Okay. So remember, once again,
Yeah.
Y'all didn't mention that. That's on y'all. That falls on y'all.
It says for itself, Curtis.
Those people. I forgot to mention them. It's not on me.
It speaks for itself.
There you go. Those are current links. Vice President Harris and Miss Stacey Abrams are current links, and they are members of the links. So hey, we have some people that empower the world in the United States. So there you go.
Yes,
most definitely. And I did want to add that I did write the phone number for the human trafficking hotline. It's in the chat. And for anyone who is interested in purchasing, or I should say interested in our fundraiser, like I said, those tickets will only be $5. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we're selling the tickets virtually. You'll need that link. You'll need that information. And so the lady to contact is Diane Williams, and her contact information is in the chat as well.
Okay. Thank you again. Thank you again for reminding us.
And I just want to let you know that both of you are making a significant difference with this Suite 915. I think it's an outstanding program. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And both of you, I've watched you before. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The door keeps me in check, y'all.
Okay.
It's hard.
So we're going to run back our current events again for everyone that didn't catch it in the first half hour of the show. The current events that we have going on with
Greetings. I am Diane Williams, chairperson of the Peppermint Jazz Affair of the El Paso Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority. My co-chairs and I want to invite you to this year's Peppermint Jazz Affair, Jazz on the Screen, a virtual event.
We are extremely excited about this year's jazz event because we have not one, but 2 live performers. Cliff Gordon from Houston, Texas, and our very own local saxman, Gabriel Torres. The Peppermint Affair Jazz on the Screen 21 will be held on March 13th, 2021 from 6 to 8 p.m. Tickets are $30 per person.
We encourage you to join us for a night of relaxation filled with soulful sounds, raffle giveaways, keepsakes, trivia, and much more. Contact any member of the El Paso Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, our social media pages, or the committee co-chairs noted on our flyer to purchase tickets.
So for tickets for the El Paso Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, tickets are $30. Contact Miss
Diane Williams.
Say again, Fedora.
No, I was saying you can. It's on March 3rd, and then the tickets are $30, and you can email right there. It says EPAC Jazz Committee at gmail.com.
Okay, there you go.
There'll also be raffles and giveaways.
Yep.
Then we also have the American Legion Auxiliary Fish Fry, which will be this week, February 26th, at the American Legion Post 832 at 2400 Bassett, El Paso, and it's from noon till 5 p.m. The prices of the plates are $10.
The Links Incorporated. What's it? The 3 Basket fundraiser. $5 a ticket. Contact the email you see on the screen, and the chair is Ms. Diane Williams.
And then the El Paso Buffalo Soldiers Motorcycle Club, their 2021 scholarship program. You apply. The deadline is April 30th, 2021. So hurry up and get those applications in to get that scholarship money.
The Sigma Chi chapter of the alumni chapter of Omega Psi Phi scholarships are now available. Deadline is also April 30th, 2021.
And then we have your questions about COVID-19 and the vaccine will be answered on Saturday, March 13th, starting at 11 a.m. our time, Mountain Standard Time. And you need to register for this event. However, it is free. Just register, and it is virtual. But you will be able to ask any questions to the 3 doctors. Well, the 2 doctors. We have a mediator, Mr. Russell, and then 2 doctors from Southwest Viral Medicine and from the National Institute of Health.
And come check me out tomorrow at noon with Living Black on the Border, where our topics are unapologetic, Miss Fedora.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
And then it's free. So please, please, please promote your Black-owned business. Contact your Black business can be featured in the Black on the Border and Black El Paso Voice. There's, you can get in the Black pages to showcase your business.
And once again, thank you for tuning in to Suite 915. Have a blessed week. Continue to pray for those that are that had issues with the storm, with their lights and water in other parts of Texas. Continue to pray for each and every one. And if you can assist, give a donation to help them out to get some water, some food, things of that nature. So God bless. Have a good weekend. Have a good week. Thank you again.
All right. Bye. Stay safe.